Hi, welcome back to my channel. And child, we are here. Oh my God, y'all. Wendy. Wendy girl. I don't even know what to say. I'm so disappointed in Wendy and Eddie. So let me walk y'all back on my Friday and how things unfolded for me. I went to bed around 5 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up a couple times and kept going back to sleep. Woke up, kept going back to sleep, and then finally, I think I got up, and I was like, let me get on YouTube because I was posting shorts and stuff, and I wanted to post a couple more shorts, and then I came across Really Be TV. She had a short and it had 2 mugshots behind her on a green screen. And I was like, what is this? And it's like, I know I had woken up and gone back to sleep a couple of times. So I was like, am I still asleep? Am I still dreaming? Like, what is this? What exactly is this? So then I had to go check my morning paper, AKA Twitter, and get the information because I was confused, right? The first thing I came across was Candace at the news station, and they put her on the spot asking her what her thoughts were. And clearly they didn't have all the information either. So Candace said, y'all heard what she said. She was confused. She was like, $300? And honestly, I was too, because the way that the news lady, the way that she phrased it, she made it seem like this was all over $300. And so, y'all know I'm Candace's free lawyer. That's my boo. That's my girl. I'm going to defend Candace. Candace didn't have all the tea, okay? She didn't have all the deets. They put her on the spot. She's sitting there. What was she supposed to do? She defended her friend. But child, only for us to find out. Wendy, y'all staged a robbery so that y'all can scam the insurance company? Wendy girl, I can't defend this. I cannot defend this. This is not what I do. Like, I don't know nothing about this, okay? When I tell you, I was shooketh. I was shocked. I was stunned. I couldn't believe. I was in disbelief. And then the mugshots, they look so sinister in those mugshots. I really, at first, I thought like I was still dreaming. I thought I was asleep. I thought like I was tripping. Like I must be tripping, right? I'm sleep deprived. Something must be wrong with me because what is this? And then like she had this little goofy, sinister smile in the mugshot. Eddie looked like. Low-key, Eddie looked like he was ready to be caught. He looked like, you know what? Thank you. I'm tired of living this lie. Like, everybody was saying that they looked like they were high. They did. They did look like they were, they were elevated. What is going on? I don't know what to say. All I kept thinking is like, what are they going to tell their kids? Like, what are you going to say to your children? What are you going to say to your children? I don't know what season it was, but I remember in the past season, Wendy was saying whenever the kids act up, they make them stare at the degrees on the wall. Like that's one form of discipline that they do. And it's just like, what are you going to tell your kids? That mommy and daddy were so foolish and they did this. They were so greedy and they Because, I mean, the world is going to, like, you're done, Wendy. Like, you're done in the sense of public opinion. Everybody is flaming you. And I can't help you, girl. I can't defend it, like, we don't matter because we don't really know you, right? We're going to get bored and we're going to talk about something else. I mean, we're going to come back to it, but we're going to get bored. But your children, what are your children going to think of you? And then I was like, oh, I know that mama is seething. I know Wendy mama is just, girl. I mean, I don't know. My mama always taught me to be content. Like, I remember when I was little and like I wanted something and her money wasn't right. She would just tell me, girl, I don't got it. She said, I don't have it and I'm not going to go steal it for you. She would tell me that all the time. And I just was thinking my mama was dramatic. Well, she was dramatic. But I was just like, lady, calm down. It's not that deep. She would always say, I'm not going to steal it. She would tell that to me and my brothers. If she didn't have it, she didn't have it. I'm not going to steal it. And now I know what she meant by that. What are you doing over there? Now I know what she meant by that. Like, if I don't have it, I'm not going to go steal it. Someone on TikTok, she broke this down so good. I need to find that TikTok. I'm sure it's in my likes or something. But she broke it down about all the pressure that Wendy has been under. You know, we saw how her mama was demanding her allowance. And we saw all types of stuff with Wendy going on. And we know she had a massive amount of student loan debt. Like, we knew she had a massive amount of student loan debt. You know, she got 4 degrees. Eddie got 4 degrees. Between the 8 degrees that they had, that didn't stop them from doing this foolish thing. We know that they got a lot of debt, right? I'm sorry. I just don't. I feel bad for anybody who's in a bad situation, especially a legal situation, okay? But, Wendy, you didn't have to do this. The whole reason why our African parents shove down our throat education is so that you'll always be able to provide for yourself. You'll always be okay. It's like the sure way you know how to not be impoverished is going to school. That's the purpose of getting all these degrees. Y'all had 8 degrees. Eddie couldn't get a 2nd job, a 3rd job. Hell, a 4th job. Y'all had to go do this. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm disappointed. I really am disappointed. Like, this is dumb. And then, y'all not even smart criminals. Y'all not even good, y'all sloppy. They say that they staged the robbery, right? They staged the robbery. They didn't even make it look convincing. The police knew they was on bullshit at jump. Only room that was ransacked was the master bedroom. They didn't go through none of the rooms. They didn't go through none of that. That big old house. They didn't go through anything else but for Wendy's bags and jewelry. Y'all neighbors got Ring cameras. Everybody in America got cameras and alarm systems. And they couldn't find any proof that there was a robbery. Then, y'all claim things that you know is a paper trail of you returning. And then you were caught wearing some of the items you said were... Wendy, y'all not good criminals. You nor Eddie. Then there was an email. Did y'all think that, you know, they're not going to check emails. They'll check phones, but they're not going to check emails. Like, what was y'all thinking about? I don't really know. Like, Wendy, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. And I'm going to save my energy and my strength because I know Wendy mama is digging in her behind right about now. Like, I know she is. I know her sister is. I know all their family members and friends that are close by them are digging in their behinds. And see, this is why my mama always say, cut your coat according to your size. Be content with what you have. Don't ever look at somebody else's life and envy what they have because you do not know what they are doing to have it. You don't know what they've done to maintain the life that they have. Work hard and get what you can get, okay? Be ambitious, work hard, put in the work, do what you gotta do to get what you want. But don't ever have your eye on somebody else like, oh, I want that. Because this is what it gets you. This is what it gets you. I'm just like, I just don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't. Like, I really feel bad about the situation. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I feel horrible about it. I just keep thinking of those kids. Like, those kids have been pampered and privileged, and their lives are gonna change. They're gonna be humiliated. They're gonna be embarrassed. They're gonna be looking at their parents like, you fools. Like, they're going to be disappointed. Like, did y'all have to do this? With things that bad? Because we all going through it. Like, we all, you know, feeling a pinch of what's going on in the country. But this? And I know, like, everybody was talking about how Wendy kept saying that the business is doing good. If you know anyone who started their business from the ground up, that could be a lot, okay? That could be a lot. Like, I remember when my brother's dad was starting his company, Baby, he used to max my mama credit cards out. I shouldn't be telling their business, but he went through it. Like, starting his company off, it was rough. It was real rough. Like, rough in the beginning stages. Eventually, it got better, but baby, it was really tough. It was tough in the beginning. And so, like, I know, like, it could be a lot. It could be a lot. And maybe it was a lot, and they were just taking money from here and there and like their reserve and their savings, and it was just became too much for them. I don't know. And then you got to maintain your lifestyle as being a housewife. But baby, something got to give. Like, something has to give. Like, maybe you don't go on as many vacations as you normally would go. Maybe you cut back on some of the shopping. Maybe you cut back on some of the designer stuff. Maybe you get a smaller house. You sell that house and get a smaller house. Everybody's had to do it. Remember, those of y'all from Houston, y'all know Beyonce them had the really big house off McGregor, 3rd Ward, the nice side of 3rd Ward. No shade. But they had a really big house, and then they had to downsize to that smaller house. If you was a Destiny's Child fan, then you know. Sometimes when you like trying to invest in the future, you trying to make it big, you got to cut corners, you got to do certain things, you know? You got to downsize a little bit. When Toya and when Toya and Eugene were having their issues, that man picked up extra shifts at another hospital far away from Atlanta. What was it, Valdosta, Georgia? That man was not sleeping in his house, not in his bed. He worked. We saw Karen and Ray had to downsize. They had to sell their house in Potomac and get a smaller, well, they didn't get a smaller house, did they? They didn't get a smaller house, but they got a house in Great Falls. But that's what you have to do. They got another place, and then they were able to come back to Potomac. Even Giselle, we saw her renting one house season 1 in Potomac, and then we saw when she bought the other house, what was it, season 3, when she bought the house that she's in now, and it was undone. She moved her and her 3 children into an undone house because she could not afford the rent at the house she was living in and to build her house. So she did what she had to do. That's what you do. Y'all made fun of Candace so bad. Oh, you live in your mama's house. And she showed it. She lived in the house that her mother purchased for her until she was good and ready to move out and buy the house that she wanted to buy. And then you could never shame me for that. You could never shame me for nothing my mama, daddy, my aunties, and uncles do for me. You could never shame me, baby. You could never shame me. Y'all out there trying to prove a point to whom and for why. And this is why I will always stand by my girl Sheree. Y'all made fun of Sheree so much. Andy included. Andy put pressure on Sheree about She by Sheree for so long. Oh, what's happening with the business? What's happening there? That lady was like, I had to survive. That lady had 3 kids that she had to take care of. 2 of them were in college. She took her children and herself took priority over a business. That was more important than flexing a business. She took care of her home, of her children, and herself. And then when she was done doing what she needed to do, then she said, okay, let's focus on She by Sheree. And people like to clown her. Oh my gosh, her business isn't together. Yeah, because sometimes the money just ain't there. Sometimes you got to close the business. I had to close my business during COVID. I had my little salon suite. I had to close. I hated doing it. I didn't want to do it, but I did it because I had no choice. I'll be damned if I'm like, girl, insurance fraud? You thought you was going to get away with that? Look, I don't know nothing about nothing, but I've heard stories. These people don't be playing about their money. You don't want it with them. This is why I never got down with y'all making fun of Sheree and her business, not having a business. I never got down with y'all for that. Never got down with y'all for pressuring somebody to do something that they can't afford to do. I never got down with that. Because look at Kenya. Kenya was one of the main people on Sheree's back. Girl, you need to spend the money. Well, up the budget so you can afford models. Do this and do that. Now you got a business that's not bringing in any money. And I'm not going to say that. But they say things ain't going good for you, sis. You can never depend on none of these jobs that you have. You really can't. You just got to do the best you can. Everybody want to flex. For why? What you trying to prove? And to who? I don't know. I don't want to sit here and give Wendy too much of my energy because, like I said, I know her mama is drilling her. I know her mama calling her all kinds of stupid idiots. Girl. And somebody was saying Eddie's parents are going to have a field day with this. I want to say no, they're not, because that's still their son. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, he's been with this woman for over 10 years. Like, he's not going to leave her. Well, maybe he could. We never know. I hope not, though. I hope not, you know? But the way it's looking like Eddie, it was Eddie's decision to do this. It's really looking like Eddie was the one. Eddie was trying to do all of this finagling, and here we are. Child. This is a mess. This is a mess. Potomac, I need everybody to stop, drop, and roll, okay? If you ever did some stuff, don't come on this show. If you could still be charged for anything that you did, do not bring your ass on this show because, baby, I think out of all the franchises, Potomac has the most situations. Because if y'all remember season 1, I don't remember her name. I think her name was like Bree or Bryn. She was Sharice's friend. And she went on the girls trip with them to Bethany Beach. She got arrested shortly after that season wrapped. I don't remember what, but it was something like this. Then Katie's boyfriend / fiance, Andrew, the one who Michael grabbed his behind, he got arrested because I think he was selling dope. Something like that happened. And then we all know, we know what happened with Ray. We know what happened with Schmiegel. There was a criminal complaint about him grabbing behinds. The Monique and Candace thing, they both pressed charges against one another. Kiarna pressed charges against Big Bird. She ain't Big Bird. What was her name? Sesame Street. Karen and her 4 DUIs. And now Wendy and Eddie. If you've ever done anything remotely criminal, don't carry yourself on this show. Okay? Everything is not for everyone. Okay? Some things you just have to let them pass you by. You just can't participate in everything. Because what is this? Oh my goodness. Wendy. I feel sad because anyone who knows the sacrifice that it is to go to school. School is not easy. Some people can breeze through school and I don't know how they do it. I ain't one of them people. Okay? I'm a rebellious little African. Like, I really respect people who go to school and finish and get degrees, plural. Like, I really respect y'all. When I grew up with the same type of pressure, my whole life, everybody would like, my granddaddy has a PhD, okay? I remember I addressed something to him and I put Mr. instead of doctor. And he called my mom immediately and he was like, she don't know I'm a doctor? Like, so trust me, I understand. Trust me, I get it, okay? I definitely get it. But you're going to go through all of that. You're going to go through all the sleepless nights, all the studying, all the stress of school. What university is going to want to hire you, Wendy, after all of this? They saying that they might do the D word to Eddie. I don't even want to say it out of my mouth. I mean, I don't know. I feel so sad for them. I feel so sad for their kids. Like, y'all really thought y'all weren't going to get away with this. And I know, like, sometimes when I really feel like, I don't want to make no excuses for them. I don't want to make any excuses for them, right? But I was watching Trap Queens. This was during COVID. I was watching Trap Queens. And it's real easy to get caught up in some stuff. It's so easy to get caught up on some stuff. This is why I've always given Teresa Giudice grace, because sometimes when people want you to do some scam, they will sell it to you like, oh, all you got to do is this. Girl, they don't even do no investigations. They're not going to care because of your status and this. They're not even going to check, girl. Like, when people want you to do some dumb shit, girl, they will say it to you in such a way Like when we had the whole, you know, the PPP, I was like, baby, I'm not getting caught up in no mess like that. Like, I'm not gonna do it. Sorry. If I gotta lose my business, oh well. Because you know, when they was doing the PPP, you had to have employees the first time around, and then they later on changed it to where you didn't have to have employees. But by then, I was just like, I can't. Like, I had already given up my space. I'm not gonna file for something and then it come back to bite me in my behind. I was like, no, ma'am, I'm not doing that. And people were like, you should do. No, I ain't doing that, baby. Because when it's all said and done, I can't say so-and-so told me to do this. Because I'm going to be in the hot seat for putting my signature on some shit. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's going to be whatever it's going to be. But I'm not, I'm too scary for this. Let me tell y'all, the way my parents put the fear of the Lord into me, okay? I will never forget. I was in the 2nd grade. I don't know if y'all had this in elementary school, but we did. We had the thing called the colors. And basically, every kid in the class had the little pocket with their name on it. And they had 4 strips of like construction paper that was laminated. And it was 4 colors. It was green, blue, yellow, red. And basically, anytime you did anything, the teacher had to reprimand you in some kind of way. They'd be like, hey, go change your color. You start off in green. And then blue is like warning. Yellow is like, ooh, you did too much. And red is like, baby, you did the most, okay? Red, it was terrible. And I remember it was like maybe a couple of days in a row I kept getting blue because I used to talk too much in class. I used to always get in trouble for running my mouth. I was not a bad kid, but I just couldn't help myself. I wouldn't shut the hell up. I just kept talking. And so I remember one day my mom was like, girl, okay, you're getting blue a little too much. Okay, you're getting a little too comfortable. Keep bringing home blues. Tomorrow, you better not bring home no blue. You better have a green. Well, without even realizing it, my teacher was like, go change your color. You got blue. Ooh, I was upset. I said, how am I going to go home and tell my mom I got a blue? Oh, my goodness. Now, I should have gone home and just told my mom I got a blue. But not, because you have to sign it, right? If you had your color changed, your mom has to sign it. You know, so you come back the next day and start fresh. So I'm like, ooh, I'm going to go home and tell her. I should have just told her. I didn't tell her. I lied. I said, yeah, I got green. I decided in my brain, I was just going to sign it for her. I didn't know how to sign it because I didn't know how to spell her name, her first or last name. Now that I think about it, I didn't know how to spell her name. How the hell was I going to sign it? So the next morning, I'm at the school. I mean, I'm not even at school yet. I'm at the bus stop. And I'm telling my best friend, hey, Ebony, I love you, boo. I'm telling Ebony, I'm like, girl, this is my situation. She's like, oh, girl, I'm going to sign it. I was like, how you going to sign it? You don't even know what her signature looks like. And my mom had like the prettiest signature. It was very fancy. It literally looked like computer font. Like, it was so pretty. And I'm like, how you gonna do it? I'm like, I just need to learn how to spell her name. There was another girl who lived in our apartment complex that she had the same name as my mom. So I was like, let's just ask her how she spelled her name and then we're gonna do it. But now looking back on it, how was I gonna spell her last name if I couldn't even spell her first? Child, I was dumb. I was only 7, okay? Forgive me. Long story short, I get to school. We signed it some kind of way. It looked crazy. And we was on the bus. So it was a mess. I get to school. My teacher was like, who signed this? Because your mama didn't sign this. This don't look like your mom's handwriting. And I'm like, yes, it is. She was asleep when she was signing it. She was, you know, just waking up. And so she was like, oh, I'm going to call her and ask her. I said, yeah, call her and ask her. Obviously, she didn't call her. Okay. I almost got away with this. She didn't call her. I guess she just didn't care. And it was like, it's a blue. It's not a big deal. Like, whatever. She didn't call her. But my best friend, I love her dearly, but she let it slip. We was outside walking home from the bus stop. She told my older brother what we had done. Ooh, what'd she do that for? He was so happy to go home and tell my mama. I got the whooping of my life. The whooping of my life. And not just a whooping, I got a lecture, okay? She was going in on me. And she called everybody. She called my godmom. She called everybody. All her friends, my aunties, her friends. She called everybody. You forged signature? You want to go to jail? You want to go to jail? Okay. My mom had a very high-pitched voice. You want to go to jail? They put people in jail for stuff like this. Like, she had me scared. I thought the feds was coming. Like, she was like, jail. You forged my signature? Oh my God. When I tell you I ain't never try that mess again. It's so funny too, because it's not funny. But when she was like sick, she couldn't write that much. So I remember she made me a signer for her at the bank. So I would like sign, like I didn't have to sign her signature. I would sign my signature. It's funny because I was just like, oh, you want me to sign for you now? Oh, life. Let me tell you. Child. And I'm not judging Wendy. I'm really not judging her. Because sometimes you find yourself in a situation and sometimes you don't even know how you got there. You just don't even know how you got there. You did one thing and had to do it next and had to do it next to cover for that, to cover for this. And you are in a mess. Wendy, girl. This isn't good. This is not good. I hope that maybe they give you a plea and you have to pay this back and you can move on with your life, because you can't take this to trial. If they give you an out, you better take it. And I ain't nobody lawyer, but your husband is a lawyer. But he got y'all into this mess. Why would he send it? Child, you better off taking my advice. To say it. Oh my gosh, Wendy girl, they are going to light you up. The next 3-4 years are going to be very rough for you. They're going to be rough. And I don't advise you put your head under the sand, because girl, if Bravo gonna still pay you what they paying you, you better take it. You better do the Teresa. Because I don't know what them degrees gonna be able to do for you now after this didn't happen. Girl. Wendy, you should have done what the rappers be doing. Like the rappers, they'll say that somebody broke into their car and stole their jewelry. That's how they be doing this stuff. That's what you should have done. But to break into y'all house, when y'all live amongst a whole bunch of other rich people, and you didn't think, like, y'all didn't think. This is how I know y'all wasn't doing fraud. Because even I know that what y'all did was dumb. Y'all weren't good at it. This is the reason why God made y'all smart. Book smart. This is why God made y'all book smart, because this ain't the life for y'all. Child, I don't want to drag this because we're going to be talking about Wendy this whole season, girl. They always say be careful what you wish for. It's going to be all about you. You wanted the attention, you about to get it. Ugh, Wendy. They're going to drag you. You're not going to have a good time. You're not going to have a good time. Or you're just going to have to be a woman about it. You made the mistake. Just, do what you got to do to get up out of it, girl. Ciao. Yeah, this sucks.